So you will find out what happens after Cass declares himself the new god.
Okay.
And episode 1 was one of the most fun episodes we've broken in a really, really long time. I don't think it's very often in most writers' careers that we get to sit around and ask ourselves the question of what would someone do if they were sort of handed that mantle or handed themselves that mantle and said, you know, and by the way, I think my dad did a really bad job and went out for cigarettes and never came back.
Is there a theme that you can at least discuss?
This season, the show is influenced a bit more by classic Western tropes. We kind of have gone back to our roots. Supernatural has always been a Western, so we were very interested in kind of ultimately over the course of the season exploring Sam and Dean as Butch and Sundance type characters. And the way that starts to kind of develop is that they find themselves up against an enemy that is much more vast than them, much more well developed, has tools they don't have. It's very much that sort of like, well, we're a couple of outlaws, but can we really face an enemy of this magnitude? The tools we have are stripped away. It's that sort of Bolivia feeling. It's been fun.
So would you describe it more as a dark season or a comedic season?
Well, Supernatural kind of aims for both. I think each season, if you look at it, has elements of darkness and elements of, we'll call it dark comedy. This season, we aim for a lot of that kind of B-horror movie, gory goodness and humor. We've been laughing a lot. I don't know that it's quite as fraught as season 6. We definitely have our moments of angst, and we have a lot of serious stuff to deal with. I mean, what's happened with Cass in the finale is not a small matter, and we give it its due right from the jump with the guys. So,
can you discuss how many episodes Misha's going to actually be filming in as Cass?
I would love to. What I have, been saying to everyone is that I understand that the fans love Misha as we do and love the character as we do, but saying too specifically, you're wearing the shirt.
I am.
Church of costume. That's awesome. Saying anything past that he is, in the first couple of episodes is really spoilery for the season. So, we understand that you're nervous. We understand you want to know what happens, but we just want you to enjoy the story.
Are you guys, I know that the first 5 seasons was a very planned arc. Mm-hmm. Are you guys, now that you've gone into 6 and now into 7, are you on another arc? And is there a certain amount of time that is supposed to be, or is it another 5-season arc?
I would never say.
Okay.
If there's anything I learned from everyone talking about that 5-season arc is that never say you have a 5-season arc. Because then
do you have an end game though? I mean, is there another storyline that's going to go somewhere?
We always plot responsibly.
Okay.
We plan for every season to be our last and for every season to have a pickup.
So you know how the show ends?
Yeah. We've always known, and there's adjustments made every season. But that's something we talk about that a lot. We're kind of glass half empty people, at least Monday through Wednesday. So we're like, so when do we get canceled? A certain amount of time we talk about that.
So do we have any returning characters that you can talk about for the next season?
Yeah, of course Bobby will be there. You will see Crowley, almost right from the jump. We have that very ominous thing that Cass says about, he kept him alive for a reason, he has plans for him. So you'll find out what those plans are. And Alona Tall is returning in an early episode. God, who else? I should always go back and go over my notes and see who we're bringing back before I come in.
Is there any chance Kirk Miller will be making an appearance this season?
We don't have a story for him now,
okay.
But I would love to find a way to bring him back. I think he's such a fantastic actor. Yeah.
Any big guest stars?
Pardon me?
Any guest stars?
We are, it's actually pretty early in the season. We're shooting episode 2, which will air as the premiere. Colin Ford is another favorite that is returning, playing Chris now. He will be in the episode that's airing 3rd. Jensen directed it. So, we're in the middle not closed yet, so I'm just super stoked to talk about it.
So you have a new season DVD coming out. Are there any special features you were involved in on that?
I remember them breezing through and asking a lot of questions, but I don't remember what they were. It's a good question for a couple of seasons.
How involved were you guys?
There was a day that these guys came into the office, and then Eric popped into my office afterwards and said, "You have to see this." And it was like these crazy drawings of Sam and Dean as cartoon characters, and that was it. and then every now and then, like a DVD will come in and we'll watch it like this. I think they're awesome.
Do you know if they've kind of taken a lot of shows, really just kind of on
The one that I saw, one of the ones I saw was based on an episode of Supernatural. I think Skin, but it wasn't identical by any means.
so they're going kind of on the top of their own story.
I couldn't see what the major game plan is. I would say the buy
So what do you want to tell us about the new season that we should be looking forward to?
Well, I would say that, for a show that's gone 120 something episodes, I've been a fan of shows that have gone a long time and have sensed at a certain point that there's either been a certain amount of like redundancy or that they've started to really buckle under the weight of their mythology. And something we've always tried to do is sweep a certain amount of our previous stuff away and make room for fresh ideas and really challenge ourselves to create a sort of clean slate for them and say, okay, what do we have that we really want to say now? And there's just a lot of energy among the writers and the actors, and I'm really proud of the work that's happening in season 7. I feel like nobody's resting on their laurels. Nobody's just saying, for all that we had Bob Singer say it in The French Mistake, nobody's going, season 7, whatever, moving on. It really is something everyone is working hard on and everyone is at the top of their game with.
So your mythology has never backed you into a corner where you go, no, we can't.
There are moments when we're like, oh God, that's not how you kill angels, or that's not how you, no, you can't find demons that way. I can't tell you the number of times we're like breaking a story and we're like, but how would you find that? Or, but having rules is always a good thing. It's always an opportunity. So,
Would you say this season is going to focus on any one character? Even if you can't say the character, is there any particular character that's going to focus on this year?
Dean and Sam a lot. Dean, Sam, and Dean and Sam. You will learn new things about Bobby. We are in the room now talking about, hunters you haven't met before. We're always bringing new people in. You will meet a friend of Bobby's. They haven't previously met, who's sort of a bit of a conspiracy theorist type. I just read just a first draft of this script, but he's sort of like, yeah, there's monsters and shapeshifters and stuff, but, the government made them. He just sort of like has his own little kind of slightly schizophrenic twist on everything. We always are bringing music.
Love interest for anybody?
Well, sure. For someone, yeah. Not in the way that you would expect. Not in a way that, I say yes and then push the panic. A certain segment of the fan population will probably push the panic button, but there's a blonde who might make an appearance at some point this season in a really funny episode. There's no... I don't want to say too much because actually I'm going to start cracking up. We have such a funny idea for an episode, but we're more about torturing the boys than making them happy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.